World War II, 75 years after Germany invaded Poland. We have a special look back at the deadliest conflict in history. Hello, I'm Anand Naidu, and this is The Heat. It was fought on the great battlefields of Europe, in the skies and on the seas. From Norway to Sicily, in Russia, in North Africa, Hawaii, the Philippines and China. In all, more than 30 countries battled in a war that will leave over 50 million people dead and transform the world. We begin with this report from CCTV's John Gilmore.
The March to War. September 1st, 1939. Germany invaded Poland. Its blitzkrieg attack overran the Polish defenses in weeks, while France and Britain declared war on Germany.
We in France are today, in fulfillment of our obligations, going to the aid of Poland, who is so bravely resisting this wicked and unprovoked attack upon her people.
A world war that would last 6 years and engulf more than 30 countries was underway.
Oder ein bewusster Lügner!
The German leader, Adolf Hitler, wanted his Nazi state, the so-called Third Reich, to last 1,000 years. Within months, Germany had also invaded France, Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Norway. France fell in June 1940, and fascist Italy, joining the fight alongside Germany, invaded Greece and Egypt. Great Britain led the European counterattack on the Nazis, and as London was blitzed from the skies, its Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, rallied his people.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills, we shall never surrender.
Across Europe, the Nazis rounded up millions of Jews, herded them onto trains, then gassed them in concentration camps. More than 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. War was already raging in Asia. Japan had invaded Manchuria in 1931 and continued with a brutal attack on China in 1937. Over 20 million Chinese lost their lives in its years-long war of resistance against Japanese aggression. The Japanese surprised the Americans with a bold attack on the U.S. naval fleet based at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
America declared war on Japan and joined the fight on the side of the Allies. On the Eastern Front, the Nazi march was halted in Stalingrad in one of the bloodiest battles in history. 2 million people perished. The German defeat against the Russians in February 1943 was a turning point. And just over a year later, the major battle to liberate Europe was on. On June 6, 1944, D-Day, thousands of American, British, and other Allied forces battled their way onto the beaches of Normandy. But it took one more year before Berlin was taken. In May 1945, the war in Europe was at an end. But the fighting in the Pacific and Asia continued. Then America, eager to bring it to a conclusion, launched an unprecedented attack. Only after the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki did Japan finally give up. And when the Japanese signed the surrender documents on board the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay on September 2nd, 1945, the deadliest war the world has ever seen was over. John Gilmore, CCTV, Washington.